All right, we're back. Welcome to Mort's Sports Corner on Vintage Radio 105.5, sponsored by the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Make sure you get on over to Dan Pearson's page. He does a phenomenal job with the videos that he does. He basically was one of my influences for what I wanted to do with this show. He's always on doing stories about these high school student athletes that are excelling, and he does a phenomenal job. So make sure you get over there. It's Illiwa.fca.org. Illiwa.fca.org. We got Jessica Amyette coming up next. Jessica's a phenomenal swimmer from United Township High School in East Moline. Say hi.
Hi.
And first of all, just to want to remind you that Kingpin Saloon today from noon till, so you better start heading over to Fulton now, depending on where you live. Kingpin Saloon at 18675 13th Street in Fulton for a benefit for Shannon Housingay. She's been diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer. Shouldn't say that. Stage 4 cancer. She's the mother of 3 girls and a great lady. And like I said before, I've known Shannon for a while, and she's a wonderful person. So make sure you get on over to Fulton. From 1 to 11, they're having a hog roast. They have a dart tournament. They're having a silent auction. They're giving away, or not giving away, but they're auctioning off Cubs tickets and Sox tickets and Bears tickets. So get on over there. Enjoy a little live music from 30 West, and help her battle this awful disease. A little quick recap again, in case you missed it at the start of the show. Former guest Chloe Lindemann freshman from Fulton, competed in the national track meet out in New Mexico. Took third in the shot put. So very proud of her and what she's accomplished, and can't wait to, I'm sure, have her on again someday and watch what she does the next 3 years in high school, and I'm sure big time Division I college in track. So and also congratulations to Garrett Passmore, former guest, who he won a bunch of different awards, but he's also state champion steer wrestler and the reserve champion for cutting, and 6th in calf roping, and the 4th overall cowboy. So congrats on your hard work. It's paying off, bud. And he's heading to nationals in Wyoming in July. So top 4, if I remember right, the top 4 go to nationals, and he'll be competing in 2 events then. So also, former guest Dylan Benya was named Track Athlete of the Year by the Dispatch. Congratulations, Dylan, for another wonderful achievement. And for those of you that didn't know, Sherrard resident and Alleman graduate Cody Sedlock just finished his career with the University of Illinois and was an All-American, first-team All-American, starting pitcher for them, for the Fighting Illini. And Cody was selected by the Baltimore Orioles first round and 26th pick overall. So, man, congratulations on that. And Cody signed, I believe it was yesterday or the day before, and he is already shipped out and is gone. So hopefully someday you can get a hold of him and maybe get him on the show and let us know how things are going. But for now, he's going to have a whirlwind of baseball ahead of him this year. So also make sure you get on the Facebook page and like the Facebook page. Anybody that's on there will be eligible to win the family pack certificate to the Quad City Family Entertainment Center in Moline. And it's good for a lane of bowling for up to 4 people, 2 games each, a large pizza, and a pitcher of pop, and 4 laser tag missions. We're going to announce at the end of this show who won, and we'll go from there. So, let's get started with Jessica Amyette. Again, you're senior from, no, you're not a senior from United Township anymore. You're an alumni from United Township, and you're graduated. How's it feel to be done with high school and your high school career is over?
Well, I was really grateful for all the experiences I got in high school with swimming and friends, but I'm excited to move on to college, and because I'm going to University of Illinois Chicago, so I'm excited to be living in Chicago and seeing what swimming there is like.
So obviously you're going to be swimming for Chicago,
yeah,
or for UIC.
Yeah,
that's exciting. When do you start? Does practice start in the summer, or do you?
Well, I'm practicing all summer here, but then we go up August 17th and start.
You go up
for
August
swimming.
17th.
Yeah.
So the actual practice starts. The NCAA is a lot like the IHSA, and they have rules about when you can
Yeah.
start, when you can't start.
Right.
So obviously, you start. When's the season? Is it?
It's like our first meet is probably in September, and the last meet is in like end of February.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
so it's
a long
pretty
season. Yeah.
So you're gonna be swimming competitively for quite a while.
Yeah.
Which is nice because you work all summer, you work all winter, you work all spring, fall,
Yeah.
and you get to actually, show off the fruits of your labor, a lot more than
Right.
just practicing all year round and not getting to go out there.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. So you're going to University of Illinois Chicago. When do you leave for school? Not practice, but when do you leave for school?
Same time.
Same time?
Yeah.
I didn't know if you had to go up ahead of time and
No.
get all situated and stuff. So when did you first get into swimming?
Well, my mom's the pool director at Black Hawk College, so she would always just take me to work with her, and I was always swimming while she was working at the pool. So I got into swimming there, and I was always doing swim lessons. And then when I was 6, I joined East Moline Swim Club, and then I've just been there ever since.
You've been swimming since you were 6 years old?
Yeah.
Well, probably been swimming longer than that, but competitive.
Yeah, on like a team.
Tell us a little bit how the teams work with the little kids. I know you know my daughter. You actually work with my daughter, Shaylee. And, I used to go to the little kids. We were talking about that during the break. But tell us how that goes as far as the massive amount of kids that are at these pools.
Yeah, the club meets are crazy. They can get up to like 8 hours long, and there's so many kids. But, I mean, it's good experience to build up for high school, like just getting used to how swimming is and how long the meets can be, and you're only swimming for like 3 minutes total, but you're there so long.
Yeah. And like we were talking before, or during the break, growing up, and I wrestled since I was 6, and the tournaments last forever. And like you said, you swim for 3 minutes, but you're there for 8 hours.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's a grind, but it's worth it because you get a jump start on those that don't. So
Right.
Your mom runs the pool. So you're obviously, that was your inspiration to start swimming. When did you know, how old were you, do you think, when you realized, hey, I want to do this long term, not just club, but I want this to be a focus in my life?
Probably like my first year probably more like 8th grade, because up to then I was doing like multiple sports and I wasn't really focusing on anything. But I was going to go to Alleman. I wasn't sure. But I decided that I really wanted to swim in high school, so that's why I decided to go to UT. And that's when I wanted to focus on swimming and, not do any other sports until then.
Right.
So.
And like we were talking with Jack earlier, nowadays, if you want to excel, maybe not in a smaller school, but in the bigger schools like United Township or Sterling and stuff, if you want to excel in these sports, you have to limit yourself to that sport. It's different in a small town like this where you have to be in all 3 sports, or we don't field a team. We don't have that many kids. But, you concentrate on swimming.
Yeah.
And that's...
I mean, it's an all year long sport too. So, it is hard to like do like multiple sports in high school because it is all year round. So.
Yeah. I mean, you're training, you're competing in different things all year
Yeah.
round. Now, did you go to Glenview?
No, I actually went to Our Lady of Grace.
Okay.
Yeah.
So obviously there's no junior high program. You're still in the club?
Yeah, I was
Up until
just
8th
in
grade?
club. Yeah.
All right. So, is there a swimmer out there that you look up to as far as, like Michael Phelps or somebody like that, maybe a female Olympic athlete or something?
Yeah, probably Missy Franklin. Just because, like, she is so successful in, like, her swimming, but she's still really, like, humble and down to earth with everything. Like,
she the one that broke the world record in the Olympics as a
Yeah.
senior or junior in high school?
Yeah, she was still in high school, and that's really awesome.
That's
yeah.
crazy. When I was a junior in high school, I was lucky to, make it through class, and this girl's out breaking world records in swimming as a junior in high school. So pretty impressive. Kids have come a long ways from when I was in school. But so you're not involved in any other sports, but are you in any other activities?
Yeah, I've been like National Honor Society and Link Crew and Interact Club, so we do a lot of volunteering through them. And then I also, I work at Black Hawk College teaching swim lessons, so yeah.
That's fun. do you pretty much teach them from scratch, or do they know how to swim a little bit? You're going like a competitive type of swim.
It depends on what level you have. Yeah, like the younger kids usually don't know anything, but I usually teach the older kids, so that's a little more fun, trying to get them to like improve their strokes and maybe get them on the swim team if they like it.
So, how do you compare this? Like you talked about the National Honor Society. You obviously put your studies pretty high. Is that just as high as swimming? A little higher than swimming?
Yeah, I mean, I think my grades I put higher than swimming. Like, if I was ever struggling in class, I wouldn't be like afraid to like miss swimming. Just because that's more important in the long run anyway.
Exactly. I mean, you can make a career out of swimming. I mean, Mark Spitz did. I mean, he made a pretty good career out of it as far as when he won the Olympics. He up until help me out, Phelps broke his records. He had quite a few endorsements and stuff from that, but you've got to have the grades. You've got to be able to have something to fall back on just in case. But anyway, Jessica Amyette's the guest today, and we're going to find out a little more about her swimming career and find out what she's doing in the future. And we'll be right back after we hear a few commercials. All right, we're back with more Sports Corner on Vintage Radio 105.5. Yeah, go Cubs, go. I know. As most of you that know me know, I'm a diehard Cardinal fan, and it's going to be a rough year for me because these Cubbies are phenomenal. They are off to a unbelievable start. I know this time last week they actually were on pace to win 118 games, which the record by the Seattle Mariners is 116. So that's crazy. If they stay on this pace, they'll be, go down as one of the best teams in baseball, unless that goat comes out and the curse comes back and they don't actually get to win the World Series. Then, like the 2004 or was it 2003 Mariners that set that record, they didn't win it either. So nobody ever remembers them. But anyway, go down a few baseball scores yesterday. Rangers topped my Cardinals 1-0. They couldn't even manage one run. Anyway, Rangers topped the Cardinals. The Indians topped the White Sox 3-2. The Cubs, there we go. We're talking about a 45-20, best record in baseball. 6-0 over the Pirates yesterday. And who was pitching? None the less but Jake Arrieta. And he had a 11 strikeout performance. The guy's on fire. And here in a little bit, we'll go down the Scott Hammer Cy Young watch. Scott's a big LA fan. If you watched or listened to his show last week here, he filled in for me, and he's a big Dodger fan. So he likes to get into little comments about Clayton Kershaw on Facebook and get into some discussions, we'll put it that way, on why he thought Kershaw deserved the Cy Young last year over Arrieta. So we'll get that comparison done here pretty quick. But, man, with the game that Arrieta had yesterday, we're talking some major strides towards catching Kershaw in those stat categories. But the Nationals topped the Padres. Scott's Dodgers just barely squeaked by the Brewers 3-2. Matter of fact, they won that in 10 innings. So A's over the Angels. Royals over the Tigers 10-3. That was a blowout. The Reds doubled the Astros 4-2. The Yankees beat the Twins 8-2. Braves over the Mets 5-1. Giants over the Rays 5-1. Mariners over the Red Sox 8-4. And the Rockies got topped by the Marlins 5-1. And Blue Jays 13-3 just clobbered the Orioles. And we'll be watching the Orioles a little more closely now that Mr. Sedlock's going to be in their minor league program, and hopefully it won't take but a few years, and he'll be up with the big show for Baltimore. Diamondbacks beat the Phillies 10-2. So, man, baseball's in full swing. The Cubs are, like I said, 45-20. That's just unreal. There's been years where the Cubs didn't win 45 games in a year, let alone before the All-Star break. So the Rangers are sitting at 43-25. So are the Nationals. But man, those are some good records, but just not quite as good. So we're going to be watching those and keeping a close eye on the Cubbies. Like I said, it's a tough year for the Cardinal fans, and we're doing really good. We really are. It's a pretty good season, but when you're in the same division as the Cubs this year, you don't get much notoriety. But the Cardinals are sitting 4 games over 500 at 35-31, so we're not out of it yet. We can still win the wild card, and last year we had the best record in baseball, and the Cubs beat us in the playoffs, so maybe we can return the favor this year. So, Jessica Amyette, welcome back.
Thank you.
You were pace setter 4 times. Did you get it every year?
Yeah. Yep.
So every year, as a freshman all the way through, you were Quad City Times pace setter, or not Quad City Times, I apologize, the Dispatch Argus pace setter. And for those of you that don't know that you don't follow the sports page, every year the Dispatch has quite a few awards, but they have a weekly award for the Metro, which you would have been the Metro. It's the bigger schools, the Geneseos, the UTs, Moline, Rocky, and they have what they call the pace setter, and it's the most outstanding athlete of the week, and you've won that 4 times, all for swimming, right?
Yeah, swimming.
Yeah, because you, I don't believe they let you win more than once. I mean, you could have, a great week back to back, and you can only win it once.
Yeah, I think you can only get it once.
So you've won that. The most you can possibly win it at 4 times. And oh, by the way, they also have another award. They have the area swimming, I guess you call it honor roll, but they have the top swimmers of the year, and they have an entire page for that. And they also have top swimmer of the year. So not only did you make the page, but you were actually top swimmer of the year, not once, not twice, but 3 times. So tell us, a little bit how it feels to get all the recognition that you get.
Well, it's really nice to be recognized, especially with swimming, because sometimes it's not as recognized as some of the bigger sports. But I mean, each time, I just feel so grateful to be honored in that kind of way, because it really just helps all the hard work pay off.
Mm-hmm. And as the Quad City area swimmer of the year, I mean, what is it that made you stand out head and shoulders above the rest that you got the award? I mean, what were your accomplishments those 3 years that stood out?
Well, just I think going to state, qualifying for state, and then placing in state too, especially this year when I went to finals. So you brought up a good point. Just placing for state from this area is quite an accomplishment. We don't have a hotbed of swimming here in the QC area. Yeah.
So when we get a swimmer like you who does qualify and does place and does stand out, it's a pretty big achievement.
Yeah, and it's Illinois is one of the fastest states in the country too. So it's really awesome just to be able to even go there sometimes. So.
Really?
Yeah.
So our state times are some of the fastest in the country.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I would have assumed it was Florida, California.
Yeah. Well, we're 3rd after Florida and California, I think.
But there you go. We're pretty much landlocked. But I guess we do have Lake Michigan. But that's quite an accomplishment. Obviously, do they have better training facilities in the Chicagoland area? Is that why?
Yeah, the people from Chicago are a lot faster usually, yeah.
Yeah.
And Peoria and stuff like that.
How do you train down here? Obviously, you've got a pool at United Township. You got a pool at Blackhawk.
Yeah.
There's a couple pools around that the public can go to. But how do you train? I mean, is it just swimming?
No, we do weightlifting too. And I have a really great coach. He's been the coach at UT, the only swim coach they've ever had.
Give him a shout
out. Dave Bush, yeah.
Dave Bush?
Yeah, he's amazing. He has so much experience, and I couldn't have asked for a better coach.
All right. And go through a season. During the season, go through a workout that you go through with the United Township Panthers.
Well, during season, we will have morning practice Monday through Fridays for an hour. 3 days of the week it's lifting, and then the other 2 it's swimming. And then after school we swim for 2.5 hours.
Now, do you do your event? I mean, do you just do? What was your main event?
I mostly did IM, which is
everything.
Yeah.
So intermediate is it intermediate?
Individual medley.
Individual medley.
Yeah.
So, and medley, obviously, as the name says, you're doing all four techniques. Mm-hmm. So, you can't concentrate on just one or the other.
Yeah, no, you have to focus on all four during practice always.
Forgive me, I should know this. I did. You took sixth in the IM, or you took sixth in the
IM, yeah.
In the IM, okay.
Yeah.
But you also made it in...
And breaststroke, too, yeah.
100 breaststroke?
Yep.
So, for those of you that have never tried the breaststroke, get out and try it sometime. It's 100 degrees out today. Go to a pool and just try to breaststroke. Just try to breaststroke the length of a normal pool, let alone, 50 meters?
It's 25 yards for high school.
25 yards. Yeah. So you're talking down and back 50 meters. Just try the 25 yards. Just try the 25, and you'll realize it's pretty exhausting.
Yeah.
And then you throw on that, during the IM, you've got to do the butterfly. That's not exactly...
No, yeah, that's tough.
So, okay, now go over to the off season.
Yeah. So right now we have practice in the morning from 6 to 8:30 every day, and we lift 2 days a week. And then we have optional afternoon practices, so I try to go to at least 2 of those a week in the afternoons.
And it says optional, but they're really not optional.
Yeah, not usually. Yeah. If you're not there, he kind of is like, where were you?
Well, and not only that, but if you want to compete at the level that you compete at,
yeah,
you can't make them an option. It's got to be mandatory. So that's awesome. 6th place in the IM this year. What was your time? Do you remember?
2:04:17.
What was the state winning time? Do you remember?
I think it was a 2:01, something like that. Yeah.
3 seconds in the pool is not that much. It's pretty close neck and neck. So the state champion, between 1st and 6th place are pretty close.
Yeah.
So, is it like, for instance, wrestling? And I always digress to wrestling because that's what I know. But, there's a lot of times where you look at a certain weight class and you're like, that kid's going to win it. If he was asleep, he'd win it. But it's not like that. You're going into the finals this year, you had a pretty good shot of winning it, right? There's no standout.
Yeah, it can go any way, really, because you could swim great one day and then the next day it could be completely different. So.
And it's not always about your swimming either, right? Your turns, your entry.
Yeah.
Do you have to practice those just as much as you do your strokes?
Yeah, before a big meet, we're doing turns and starts all the time because that's where you can really cut off some time that you didn't know you could, with the swimming part. Yeah.
And there's like you said, there's quite a bit of time there you could cut off. You got a storied swimming career with United Township, but you're also an academic All-American.
Yeah.
Tell us what that means.
Well, I think you have to have a GPA of 3.75, and then the swim coaches of Illinois or something pick people who excelled academically and athletically to be.
So it's not one or the other; it's both.
Yeah.
So you get this great, achievement of academic All-American. Is it more satisfying than swimming, or maybe the medals you get in swimming are a little more?
I think they're equally satisfying because you work so hard for both, so you kind of put them on the same level, I guess.
Right, and you can't get the GPA you get with not working at it. So like you said, you work so hard at both, but you've done a great job in the classroom. You've done a great job in the pool. It's a wonderful thing to watch. Where do you see yourself? 5 years from now, you're done with the University of Illinois in Chicago. Do you see yourself swimming after?
I have no idea. My goal would be to qualify for Olympic trials in 2020, but who knows? But we'll see what happens. Yeah.
Big goals, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's how people get to where they get because they set the big goals.
Yeah.
So, any aspirations, maybe being a swim coach someday, or?
Not really at this point.
Not really?
Yeah, I don't know.
But. All right. We'll be back in a little bit, and we'll pay some more bills and listen to some more commercials and play a couple songs. But we'll be back with Jessica Amyette in just a minute. What a bad song. I'm sorry, people. Well, so I'm trying to play sports-themed songs. I'm trying to play Well, I'm trying to play music without hearing it reverb back in my head. But anyway, I'm trying to get some songs on here from sports movies and stuff. So, yeah, the little Karate Kid from, I don't know, 1988, 87, somewhere like that. But, yeah, I apologize. We'll try not to play that song too much on this show. But Southern Creek Players, you're the best around from Karate Kid 2. Anyway, good little I'm Alright from Kenny Loggins from Little Caddyshack. We done a little Rocky theme with Eye of the Tiger. So that's another thing, if you got a sports theme, my favorite, obviously we start the show every week, and we're probably going to have to end the show every week now with Lunatic Fringe. So yes, if you listen to my show, you'll hear Lunatic Fringe twice a week, or twice a show. So best movie ever made if you're a wrestler. Little Vision Quest there. So we're back with Jessica Amyette. We talked a little bit about your sports career. We talked a little bit about your academic career. What else do you do as far as fun or excitement, or what do you do? What do you do? I guess.
Well, one thing a lot of the swim kids do is we do flying fish through the Children's Therapy Center, and we just give swim lessons to special needs kids. Yeah.
So you working with? How often do you work with the kids?
Well, we have a session probably 4 sessions a year, and it's every Sunday, and we just depending on their needs, we can go through some skills, or sometimes we just play the whole time.
And when you say special needs, are they a broad range, or is it?
Yeah, all over. Yeah.
So from learning disability type stuff to physical disabilities. Yeah. That's all. How did you get into that?
Well, a few years back, one of the swimmers started it, and so it's kept going ever since then. Yeah.
Now, is that open to people in the Quad Cities? Is that open to anybody in the surrounding areas?
Yep, I think so.
How do they get involved?
I think through the Children's Therapy Center they get involved.
Just call up and say, I got somebody I want to get in it?
Yeah.
Or even help out?
Yeah, that would be great too.
What kind of qualifications do you have to help?
I mean, maybe if you know how to swim.
That'd probably be a good
Yeah, that'd be helpful, but... Yeah.
They are called the flying fish. So, and we were talking at the break. I misread that there's a train going through. I wondered what that was. But there's I had her send me her credentials and everything that she does and involved with, and I was misreading this. So, I was all ready to ask you about how you got into fly fishing. But, apparently, I'm dyslexic now and read things backwards. But so you got into the volunteering. How many? Are you always looking for more volunteers? Are you always?
Oh yeah, we're always looking for more volunteers for that.
And is there any age group? Do you have to be so old or?
Probably high school, or really, high school and older, probably.
High school and older. Yeah. And it's got to be rewarding.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun.
The kids are great.
So tell us, what's your favorite story that comes out of, the helping the kids?
Well,
not to put you on the spot.
Well, at the end of the session, it's, some of the kids will draw you a picture or leave, and just getting a hug at the end of the session makes it all worth it, because you really feel like you helped them out, and just spending time with them is great.
That's awesome. What's your most memorable experience in your swimming career?
Well, this year for state, we actually got a relay to go, so that was really fun. So there was a lot of us there from my team, so we got to, stay in the hotel together and go to eat and then go to the meet together. So that made it a lot more fun.
So in years that you've made it and you didn't have a team, are you the only one that goes? I mean, they go to watch, but the school doesn't, let anybody else go with you?
Well, my sophomore year, I was the only one who went, so I got to bring one of the captains on our team with me. And then my junior year, another girl made it, so we went together.
Where is the state meet?
It's either at New Trier or, they switch off, and I forgot what the other school is, but between 2 high schools.
New Trier is one of the powerhouses, aren't they?
Yeah.
New Trier and, help me.
I'm not sure.
It's one of the Downers Grove schools, if I remember right, that are pretty. Is it Downers Grove or Naperville? One of them right there in that area. But how is it? You go up there when you compete around here. Who do you compete against?
Like our conference and stuff like that, and then like we go a little farther out, like Sterling and Burlington, and Dunlap, but that's about it. Yeah. So there's a lot more in Chicago, so that's a lot of fun to see new competition. So.
And around here in this area, maybe it's changed, but didn't it used to be? I mean, Galesburg was one of the tougher schools around here.
Yeah.
And Dunlap's really good.
Yeah,
school.
Dunlap's really good. Yeah.
And then I don't know if going to that school, you feel like you're on a college campus.
Really?
Oh, that school is just it's huge and beautiful. I mean, the football field looks like you're stepping foot on a Division I college football
wow.
field. It's a great school over there. But so you go as far as regular season, you go as far as Dunlap. And that's probably about as far as you.
Yeah, we go to Normal for one invite, but that's about it.
Okay. Yeah, you guys. She works with my daughter, and my daughter swam for Moline, so I keep thinking that she went to Moline, so I don't mean to insult her. I know she went to UT, not Moline, so big rivalry there. It's like telling an Erie kid that, oh, you went to Riverdale. So, but yeah, you guys go to a little farther than what Moline did. They never. I think Peoria Schools is about as far as they ever went.
Yeah.
But it's a wonder you guys can fit so many athletes in a high school meet in a small school in a small pool, and then on top of that you got all the parents in there. It's pretty packed in there.
Yeah, it is.
And hot. You're talking about the middle of winter sometimes, and it's super cold outside, and
it's like 90 degrees in there inside. 120
degrees inside there. It gets really hot. I will say that United Township probably has the most. It's my favorite place to go watch a swim meet because you guys got a little more room. You got a lot more bleachers and stuff like that. So you guys have a nice facility over there, and there's quite a bit of public swimming there, right?
Yeah, it's open for open swim and stuff like that.
So have you ever gotten in the diving aspect of?
Not really.
No.
Yeah.
That's something you were ever wanting to get into?
Well, I always thought it'd be cool, but I don't know. I just never really tried it, I guess.
Never tried it?
Yeah.
And some meets don't even have the diving.
Yeah.
All schools don't have diving, correct?
No, especially around here. Like in Chicago, there's a lot more, but around here, not very much.
Do any of the divers around here ever do anything on the state level, or?
Yeah, I think there's girls from Moline that are like doing really good.
Is there?
So yeah.
That's right. I do remember going to some of Shaylee's meets, and there'd be like 7 divers, and they were all from Moline.
Yeah.
Which I know they're competing against each other, and that was it. And I didn't understand that very much, but no, it's if you've never been to a high school swim meet, I suggest you go and watch. We've got people around here that they go to all the sports in the area. You know, if Erie is competing in a sport, no matter where or what sport they're going, and I suggest if you're that kind of person that loves to go and watch sports, you go and check out a high school swim meet because you guys are impressive for one thing, because you guys the speed at which you guys travel in that water is unbelievable. Plus, the camaraderie. I don't think I've ever maybe girls softball. I've never seen a team wrap themselves around and you guys are all screaming at each other at all times. So the amount of camaraderie that you guys have is second to none. But tell us a little more about some of the things you get into. Spanish National Honor Society?
Yeah.
Okay, obviously, tell us about that.
Well, it's just like National Honor Society, except like if you have a certain GPA in Spanish all 4 years, then you get into Spanish National Honor Society.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense. Junior Rotary and Link Crew Letterman's Club?
Yeah, so Rotary, it's like through the East Moline Rotary, and so they pick like 20 kids from the senior class, and we get to go and like eat lunch at Rotary, and then we get to do a job shadow at the end. So.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, you're leaving for college, moving on to greener pastures for the time being. Do they have what kind of a team do they have nationally ranked? Are they middle of the road? Are they one of the powerhouses? How do they compare University of Illinois Chicago compared to maybe some of the rest of the schools?
Well, they're in like the Horizon League conference, and they're like in the middle right now. They're trying to like build a team up, and that's why I kind of chose it because I thought that was kind of cool to like try to help build it up from where they are now.
Right, kind of be in the grassroots,
Yeah.
the building up the program. It's a good school. Have you been to the campus and
Yeah.
searched it or been around there quite a bit?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an exciting time. I know when I first went off to college, it was an experience that I couldn't wait to, and it was pretty much all they expect. It's a good time. So, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
It's been a pleasure. There's not much I can say except for we have a ton of local talent in the different sports, and like I said earlier, I need to know who they are. I need to know who you want to hear. Whether Garrett Passmore in the rodeo or Jessica Amyette in swimming. Jack Nitz is a tennis player. We've had quite a few track stars, football stars. I need to know, and not trying to be funny. I'm being dead serious. In the wintertime, between other than my family and church activities and stuff like that, I don't do anything with my free time except for hunt and watch wrestling. So what I'm getting at is if there's any basketball stars out there that want to come on the show, let me know who they are, because I really don't follow basketball. I really have no idea. So let me know. I haven't had any basketball guests on. I haven't had any golfers on yet. Who are the best golfers in the area? Let me know who these people are, and we'll get them on the show. Also, anybody in the collegiate level. Talked to a couple kids that I'm trying to get on that are excelling in the collegiate level. Let me know. Get them in contact with me or get me their information, and I'll get a hold of them. But we need to broaden our horizons, if you will, and have more guests on than what we've just a typical football, wrestler, sports that I know real well. Because this is very interesting. I mean, Jessica comes on here. I followed swimming for quite a few years with my daughter, but there's some still things I learned, today from her. I learned a lot from Jack today. I'd never been to a high school tennis match, so learning some of the stuff that they talk about or that he talked about today, it's very interesting, and I'm sure you guys are the same way. You're listening for a reason, so I need the names. I need to know who you want to hear. But we'll be back next week, and hopefully everybody tunes in. Don't forget to like the Facebook page. We got about 2 more minutes, and then I'm going to draw for the winner of the Family Fun Center in Moline for the bowling and pizza nights. So make sure that you get on there in the next couple minutes. Like Mort Sports Corner, and whoever has, then we'll put them in the drawing. We'll draw, and we'll be back in a little bit and tell you who the winner is. All right, we're back. A few things here. Just to go down the weekend shows. Last night you missed it, so you have to wait till next Friday. But Slick Willie's Jacked Up Southern Rock show is on Friday nights from 9 to midnight. And, it's a pretty good show. I listened to it last night. Going back to that song, I don't know how many of you listen to this show or listen to this station on a regular basis, but that's a band by the name of Brushville. They were in the studio here with Slick Willie, I believe it was 2 weeks ago. They're a local band. They are phenomenal. Play their song. I'm going to play that song every show I can, because it's a good song. I'm not a big country fan, but that is a fantastic modern country. I love the vintage stuff, but that is a wonderful song. It is. And these guys are going to go a long way, I have a feeling. So make sure you get a chance. Go to iTunes and pick up Brushville. Baby's got her boots on. So anyway, getting back. The Old Hippie Show is still rocking every Saturday night from 8 to 11, along with their sponsor, the Bread Lady. The Bread Lady, she sponsors their show, and she comes and brings them goodies and stuff all the time, and they keep bragging about these, I think they're calling them atomic, what are they? Cinnamon rolls, I guess. And I need to stop by there and get one because I need to try one of those. But sounds like she's got some phenomenal food over there. So if you get over to the Bread Lady at 825 12th Street in Erie, or call her at 309-912-4556 and get one of those, get anything that she's got for sale, but get one of those atomic cinnamon rolls. Sounds like they're phenomenal. It's a breath and musical knowledge of a bunch of old farts who probably forgot more than they remember. Enjoy homegrown hits from local artists. So it's the best of the hippies era and the bands you forgot about. So it's a good show. Listen to it every chance I get. Share Likes is now the brunch plans for Sundays. It's 10 to noon with they play nothing but Beatles songs or songs from ex-Beatles. It might not even be the Beatles singing it. It might be a Van Halen singing a Beatles song, but if it has to do with the Beatles or they're one of the individual Beatles, then they're playing it on that show, and it's a good show. In the Pits with Murph. He's covering everything from NASCAR to mug bogs, 12 to 3 on Sundays. Murph's the greatest voice in radio, it says here, and yeah, it's definitely unique, and he's if you haven't listened, you need to. You really do, because he has a good show. And he's got a unique voice, but it's a large team of correspondents to cover every type of racing. So listen to that, and from 12 to 3 on Sundays. And also Mama Chandler's Blacklight Blues Show is rocking Sunday nights from 5 to 9 with the best blues. And join Mama and Mama C and Mutt and whoever happens to be hanging out with them that week. So you'll learn a little bit more about the Rotary Club, which is their sponsor, and find out exactly what our station has to offer as far as blues go. But just want to make sure that everybody knows that we are sponsored by the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. It's the heart and soul of sports. Can't be prouder to have the FCA be the sponsor of this show. Love what Dan Pearson's doing, and gotta thank them for helping us out. But not to keep talking. The show's been over for a little bit, and some of you are probably wanting me to be quiet and get on to some music. So I will be out of here shortly. Basically, the only thing I think I have left to do, I do believe. No, I wanted to reiterate, get over to Fulton and go to the benefit for Shannon Housingay. Make sure you get on over there. It started already. And it'll be going on for the next 12 or 11 hours, I guess it is. So make sure you get on over to Fulton and make sure that you help her out, because it's a terrible disease, and she's a great lady, and we just need to help her out all we can. Let's see. Here we go. Drum roll. I don't actually have one, so we're just going to pretend I do. But the drawing. Pull something out here, and looks like Angie Packer Jacobs, local Erie girl. She's won the bowling and pizza dinner for the Family Fun Center. So congratulations to Angie, and I'll be getting a hold of her later to give her a prize. So catch us next week, 10 to noon. Love hearing the stories about these athletes, and I hope you do too. So that's More Sports Corner, and enjoy the music.